Alright, this isn't quite the part 2 that I promised, but I didn't want you to think that I let this go without finding the nut. And as you can see, here it is. After searching a little bit on the floor, I looked and found it underneath one of these lugs here on the reproducer. So yeah, go figure. So anyway, it's on there now, and I'm gonna snug it up. Normally, the way you should do this is using a screwdriver to hold that needle pin from turning snug up the lock nut so the adjustment stays. But what we'll do is we'll watch the slot on that screw, and if it moves much, then we'll readjust it a little bit. We can figure out how much it moves when the nut is turned and tightened, and then back it off that much. And there's not a reason to get this real tight. In fact, we're still just about finger tight. That's tight right there, and as you can see, it pretty well stayed exactly where it needed to be, which meant the threads were nice and clean on this, that it stayed in adjustment. That's often, there's two sources of buzzing on a reproducer like this. The diaphragm can be touching the edge of the body, or this needle bearing can be loose. And as you saw, these threaded screws here have cone points on the ends, and then there are cup bearings in the crossbar of the stylus bar, and that's what forms the needle there for this to move. And as you can see that, you can see it flexing. So the time has come now. Ideally then, what should happen is a little bit of soft wax should be heated up and dripped down onto that joint, especially since as you saw when the gasket ring, the bezel ring, was being tightened down, the whole diaphragm was rotating there. And so it would generally be a good idea then to drop a little drop of wax on there to seal that. I don't know if I'm going to really worry about that so much. Let's play it and see how it does. It's the gaskets, new gaskets, are definitely nice and soft, and the diaphragm, you can definitely see there's a lot more compliance to the diaphragm around the edges there. It flexes more, and really with these mica diaphragms, you get more of, instead of the diaphragm flexing as the needle bar moves in response to the grooves, there's more of a pumping action that takes place where the whole diaphragm acts like a piston moving up and down with these soft gaskets the way they are. If I press down gently here in the middle, I can feel it on the edge, the diaphragm moving up and down, sort of pumping. So let me go in the other room, and I'll get the Columbia D2 and bring it in here on this tabletop that's got a lot of good lighting, and I'll move some things around where we can play it in here, and we'll listen to a Columbia record. So join me for part 3 of this amazing 3-part series on the rebuilding of the Columbia No. 6 Grafonola reproducer. So Oklahoma Bridges, I'll see you on the next part.